Thing to make sure is that there is enough air pressure. Turn air on, and there's a gauge there. And right now the gauge reads 100. 100 psi is good. 100 psi is good for the two grippers that use air to suck to get the products. There's 3 E-stops. Make sure the door is closed and the E-stops are pulled out. That should turn on the lights. The power on the side of the controller should turn on the lights inside the demo. Clear. So if the machine is up and running and you have power and this door is locked, you have to request to enter. The yellow button here is the request to enter, and that turns the LED red. That means this door is unlocked and you can get in. Once you get in, make sure the pendant E-stop is pulled out, because the pendant also is tied into the whole E-stop circuit. So on the safety page of the HMI, if you see that on clearing all the 3 E-stops outside, if you still see that the E-stop is on, it could be from the pendant. So make sure you come to the pendant and clear that E-stop. Stopping the cycle of flow. The stop button, the red stop button on the HMI screen is what basically stops the cycle. And so after the robot has, let's say, placed something in the box, you can actually go and hit the stop, and immediately you can see that the state goes to stopping, which means that the robot will finish what it's doing right now, which is that was the last set of products that it picked and placed into the container. But you can also see that the T-Bot continues its unpacking process because what the robot last placed is the last set of parts that it is going to unpack and put onto the green belt. And after that's done, the T-Bot comes back to its home position, and the robot basically stays at the position that it after it placed in the container. And what you'll see on the HMI once the cycle is stopped is that the PAC-ML state is at stop. And so now this just means that everything is the whole machine is in cycle stop state, and the servos are all off. Servos are de-energized. The whole machine is probably going to be in the aborted state. So make sure once you're in the aborted state, make sure that this E-stop button on the HMI is green, and then you go on to clear, and make sure you swipe any of these buttons that you're using on the HMI. Once it's clear, go ahead and reset, and that essentially enables or energizes all the mechanisms and all the servos in the system. Once you're in idle state, all the servos are energized. The next step is essentially to start, and start will start the cycle. Once the cycle started, it will always be in execute mode. So when the machine's running, you will be in execute mode, and you can see all the components work.